It's gonna help you not only with those sales pages, but you can use them across every touch point in your business. Hi there, Kelsey Toner here, the founder of Guest Focused Tour Business Coaching, where every day myself and our team of incredible tour and activity business coaches are helping you build a thriving, profitable tour business. Welcome to our series on multi-day travel marketing. We've gathered some of the best practices, tools, and templates from some of the most successful multi-day operators on the planet, and we're gonna go through them one by one in this series. Everything is gonna be rooted in our VIP marketing method, which is a simple framework for tour operators to help you attract, connect with, and ultimately convert your ideal target guests. In this video, we're going to be focused on how to get photos and videos for your multi-day tours. Let's get started. By the way, if you haven't seen our series on the VIP marketing method, I highly recommend checking that out first. Now, I probably don't have to spend a whole lot of time convincing you that photos and videos are super important when it comes to effectively marketing and selling your tour activity and experience. Your photos and videos of your tour activity and experience deliver all kinds of value to your prospective guests. First and foremost, it can be a source of inspiration. You can be showcasing spectacular destinations, vistas, historically important places, or spectacular natural scenery. But more than that, your photos and videos also educate. They answer concerns, questions, or hesitations. If someone's nervous about the quality of accommodation, a handful of photos showing your luxurious rooms, beds, and views from that hotel can put that to rest. If someone's curious about the type of people that might be coming on tour, we could showcase people who look just like them, having experiences that they would like to have. We've all heard that saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and while a video is worth some hundreds of thousands of words, it's all of this unspoken work that your image gallery, that your videos are going to be doing for you, not just on your sales pages and your trip brochures, but also across all of your marketing channels. This is why we did this video first, and we as a coaching team are often saying this is one of the best marketing investments that you can make as a tour operator is getting high quality professional images of your experiences. It's gonna help you not only with those sales pages, but you can use them across every touch point in your business. Everything from your website to your Google My Business profile to paid advertising to social media campaigns and beyond. Okay, let's take a giant step back. Let's say you're at the early stages of your business or you're launching a brand new trip and you don't yet have some of these media assets. How are we going to go about getting these images? If you're just starting out, you don't need a Hollywood budget. You can leverage high quality stock photos and videos strategically, but keep in mind to always follow a 50-50 rule. Simply put, 50% of your photos and videos should be of smiling guests and smiling guides. The other 50% can be those beautiful photos of nature, of the food you're going to be eating, the accommodation, and some of the experiences that you're going to be having. But 50% of the time, we want to have people in these photos. This is called future pacing in sales, where me as the prospect or somebody who might be considering coming on this experience with you, I need to be able to imagine myself in these places, in these actual photos. And that's a heck of a lot easier if there are actual people in these photos, and especially if those people look just like me. If I can easily imagine myself right where they are in these experiences. But here's a best practice that most operators miss if you're going to a new destination, is that you can leverage the photography from your partners and suppliers. You can get high resolution photos from your accommodation providers, from the restaurants, and from some of your activity partners. Because you are bringing them business and you're acting as a resellers, in most cases, it's entirely appropriate to put these room and venue photos right on your sales pages or get permission to use them in your marketing. Let's look at some real-world examples of incredible photography. Here are Backroads, Tanzania Family Active Safari Tour. So here we can click and we obviously have a gallery that's not only showcasing some of the incredible wildlife and accommodation, but notice as we go through, these are the hero shots that we're looking for. We want to see people actually doing the activities, experiencing what's actually going to happen on these trips. What makes an incredible photo incredible is beyond the scope of this video here today, but of course this has a lot to do with lighting, with composition, with capturing those magic moments, and of course the quality of the equipment. Scrolling down, I especially love this best practice of if you are a multi-day operator. When you are giving an overview of the itinerary and where you might be staying, I love how Backroads will actually pull out and showcase some of the photos from that specific accommodation. So for this particular Safari Lodge, there's only a handful of photos, but boy, does this ever overcome concerns or hesitations and get people excited about getting to stay in these places. If we scroll down, we can see what the accommodation looks like at Gibbs Farm or at the Sanctuary here on night 5. This is where you can tap into your accommodation partners who've probably spent a good amount of money getting high quality photos like these. But even better is if you can showcase your ideal target guests actually experiencing the accommodation. Here are a few more examples. This one in the top right is actually a photo that I took when leading the bike trip in Vietnam, and I absolutely love this magic moment of having one of our guests come up and have this interaction with some Vietnamese school children who are just getting let out of school. Now, of course, it's challenging to find these types of magic moments in our stock photography and stock videography, but that is the goal. What we want to avoid is that trap of selling our multi-day experiences and having images and videos look exactly like the 50 other, the 100 other of our competitors or alternatives who are using that exact same stock photography from those destinations. Now, you might be wondering about the AI space, and can we use AI to generate photos and videos? Well, this space is moving fast, and when you're watching this, the technology is no doubt going to have evolved to the point where we can not really differentiate between what is reality and what is not. And so our general recommendation, at least in this transition period, is to avoid or stay away from some of these AI generated images. And this has to do with that I in the VIP marketing method, where our marketing needs to be valuable, it needs to be intimate, it needs to be pervasive. That intimacy is eroded if there is doubt, if there is a lack of trustworthiness. And so as much as possible, we encourage you to use that real world photography. Now, this landscape might change, but I personally feel that we're probably going to be going back to using a lot more like smartphone videos, less professional looking, the better, where we have a video that is clearly taken by one of your guides wearing one of your shirts in a destination. I think this type of sort of raw, unfiltered video is going to actually boost your credibility because it's less likely that that was generated by AI. Okay, let's talk about the next scenario where the trip is actually going to be running and whether you should do DIY photography, meaning you or your team is taking the photos, versus having a professional photographer. Realistically, you need a diversity of shots for effective marketing with images and video. Wide destination shots, potentially drone shots, close-up of activities, candid guest interactions, food and accommodation close-ups, team portraits, and of course, those candid shots of your ideal target guests having an incredible time. So if you have a smartphone from anywhere in the last handful of years and you've got a proclivity for taking great photos, or you've invested a bit of time and energy, then 100% you can be taking these photos for yourselves. And like I just said, I think they're going to be more important than ever. But it's important to be prepared and come in with a shot list in mind if you're going the DIY route. You can even use an AI prompt to help you generate ideas for what type of photos and videos you can capture on tour. For example, you're a marketing director and I need you to create a photography and videography shot list for your business type, targeting your ideal target guest. Please include 25 specific shots needed for the website, social media, and email marketing for both photos and videos. Now, the output from a prompt like this can also help you if you're looking to hire a professional photographer and videographer. Keep in mind, you can often hire these in destination by collecting with a destination marketing organization who can possibly connect you into a network. When should we consider hiring a professional? Well, certainly if you're on the more luxury end of the space. Almost certainly if you're going to reuse this itinerary and sell it again multiple times in the future. Okay, what about working with influencers in exchange for that type of content? Well, this can be a great win-win, but it's important to set the expectations and have signed agreements ahead of time. We'll have a video later where we're going to be talking about how to work with influencers for different purposes. For example, are they helping promote your trip, or is this actually just an exchange of goods and services where they might get a discounted or comped trip to join? They're not actually promoting the trip, but they are going to give you the rights to use the photos, the videos they capture indefinitely. Well, this all needs to be spelled out in writing. Remember that many influencers are skilled content creators with pro-level gear who can often capture the kind of photos and videos you normally have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for. And because they're on the full trip, you can often ask for a lot more. Not only could they get hero shots for your sales pages, vertical videos for reels and ads, and even in-destination guest testimonials, but they'll be embedded across the entirety of the trip, meaning you're going to get more diverse content. That's a lot more than you can get from a half-day shoot, but you have to treat it like a creative partnership, not a favor. Always use a simple written agreement that outlines the content they'll deliver, the formats you'll get, how long you can use it for, and where and how you can use it. Beyond just raw footage, you can also ask for more produced content. Here's a great example from Talia and T-World Tours, who does beautiful multi-day travels around the world, and she leverages not only her own abilities, but also influencers to come on her tours and help make videos like these.
Hi everyone,
I'm here in Zanzibar
Tanzania, Africa.
with T-World Tours.
This is my first trip with T-World Tours.
Let me tell you something. This was one of those trips. Everything was perfectly planned.
We've experienced so much. We are enlightened by this country. It's so beautiful, so much to see, so much life.
What a great example of how a video can really sell a tour. We almost don't even need words with the amount of incredible visuals and customer testimonials that we've got in there. Now, of course, if you're looking for a finalized product like this, there's a good chance that whoever you're working with in terms of an influencer or content creator is going to be looking for some extra compensation or build that into the package. Some other considerations, if they're really experienced or have been doing this for a long while, then they might be more expensive. They might have special terms to pay them more versus working with another content creator who's a little less experienced and might be a little bit more flexible with the rates. A final important way to get photos and videos for your multi-day tour is user-generated content or guest-generated content. In many ways, your guests create some of the best content because it is authentic, it is raw. And you can set up a Google Photos album for each trip where you can send the link before departure, remind guests during the tour, and encourage the sharing of photos and videos. Now, of course, you want to cover all the legalities here. So this might include a photo release before guests are coming on your tour, where they acknowledge that some of the photos that you or your team might be taking can be used in the marketing. But secondly, if you are going to be using any of the users' photos in your marketing, it's best to get that permission in writing. And this can be as simple as sending a short follow-up email afterwards, asking if you can use that permission, and potentially even giving them credit if appropriate. Another creative solution is to have photo competitions or contests where you encourage your past guests to submit some of their favorite photos and are entered into a draw for a prize. But as part of the entry, they have to agree to the terms that you can use those photos to market tours. We see this example here from Tauk, where they were focusing in on some bridge photography. So big picture, don't skimp when it comes to your photos and videos on your multi-day tours, activities, and experiences. They're one of your single most important marketing and sales assets, and too many operators out there are under-investing. Here in this video series, we shared just a handful of ways that you can start inexpensively, leverage some of your suppliers and partners, potentially work with influencers, and of course, your guests. But if you have not done so, go and have a look at your upcoming multi-day trips and have a look. Are you following that 50-50 rule? If not, let's make a plan to get some of those photos and videos that are ultimately going to help you sell more tours. If you are interested in getting a little bit of help with your multi-day tour marketing, we'd love to invite you to a free strategy call with one of our coaches. You can learn more at the link below at guestfocus.com/book a call. Thank you so much. And if you got value from this video, it would mean the world to me if you'd share it with a friend, a colleague, maybe give it a like and share down below one of the creative ways that you've gotten photos and videos for your tours, activities, and experiences. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.